Hey there to all my sexy Aries. Alright guys, let's get into this and see what is going on in your energy. Okay, first card out is the Six of Swords but in reverse. So there might be a good chance of somebody returning to you, coming back around, something going back around, okay? Or somebody trying to avoid something there. Let's find out more. We have the Polar Lisa in reverse. Okay. Tell me more, Spirit. With the World card. Aries, it looks like there's going to be a new beginning for you here. Like, something's coming back around for you. Something that you might have felt like you lost. This could be like a lost chance. Like something lost. Somebody sad because something was lost. I feel like this is your energy. Yes. But you're coming in as the World card. Yeah, I feel like that's you. Let's go ahead and keep going. Yeah, there is a sadness here. Okay. So there is a sadness here. That's what I'm hearing. And it has something to do with somebody um feeling, I want to say like feeling like they can't handle their problems, or they're trying to run away from their problems. I can't tell if this is your energy or is this like somebody around you. Okay, but I feel like there's somebody that wants to run away from their problems, get away. They feel like their cups are empty. There's a huge level of sadness, but then in the middle of all that, in the middle of all this sadness and running away from problems and all this, you have the World card coming out in the upright position, which is like makes me feel that there's a new beginning around you, but you don't see it. Okay, it's giving me that vibe, like, you know, maybe you just don't see everything that's going on. Like you just don't see that you have these opportunities. You have this wonderful beginning, right? Money, blessings, like a blessing, like you're completing some kind of blessing. Let me go ahead and get these out because it's like you're trying to run away from something. Blessings. You might not want to know what's going on, which is surprising. Why you come into a tarot reading? But that's what I'm getting. You might want to have that mystery. There might be a level of mystery that is making you feel alive. Yeah, making you feel alive. So even though you're going through this sadness, even though you're going through, it might not be sadness. It might just be like well, yeah, it is actually sadness. Sadness, depression, um like feeling like you're going back to trouble or doing something like that, but then at the same time you don't want to know. You don't want to know something. You still like to have this spontaneity. Can't say the word. Spontaneity. Still can't say it. But you know what I'm saying, right? Like you like the not knowing. You like not knowing what's coming next or something like that. It's like you like having this mystery around you. It's like you're having this ending and the new beginning, but I feel like you don't see it. You don't know that you're in the middle of this process, you know? Let me go ahead and get some more information. Why is the Eight of Cups in reverse? There might be somebody like coming around you that's pulling you down. Pulling you down. Because look, we have the Eight of Cups here in reverse, and then we have the Six of Swords over here in reverse. So it's like a returning, constant returning. There's a revolving door. That's what I'm hearing. There's some kind of revolving door going on around you. But then at the same time, you're having this like reassurance of having success, but I feel like you're not seeing it. Hmm. And what's surprising about this is that you have this like energy of wanting to push forward. There's something deeper here. I want you to know that these blockages are coming from you. I think you are viewing these blockages as being outside forces, but it doesn't appear to be that way. That's not what I'm getting from this. These blockages are actually coming from you. Let me go ahead and dig deeper. Tell me more about the Six of Swords, because that's the way I'm seeing it here. Yes. Knight of Flowers in reverse. I feel like you are talking negatively to yourself. You are telling yourself something here. Like you are basically, it's kind of like you're lying to yourself in a very bizarre way. Like you're telling yourself, oh, things are bad and things are just going to stay bad. And, you know, and you're not really acknowledging that you're going through a new beginning. You're starting this new cycle. And it's not just that, it's that you don't want to know, which is kind of surprising. But look, we do have the Page of Spears coming out here, which is awesome. I feel like Spirit is telling you, you need to talk to yourself. Be careful with the way that you speak to yourself. Be careful with the things that you tell yourself to believe. Because what you're telling yourself to believe and what's reality could be two different things. Okay? It's kind of like when you look back at some really happy times in your life and you realize, wow, I was having the time of my life at that time, right? Like you look back at a period in your life and you're like, wow, things were so great. I was so happy, but at that time, do you really realize how happy you were? Until you look back, right? Sometimes that happens to people. Sometimes people are lucky and they can see it when they're going through it, right? They recognize it when they're going through it. A lot of times we talk to ourselves, we tell ourselves things that are not actually beneficial to us, right? And I feel like that's what's going on with you. You're not talking to yourself in such a way that it's beneficial. Now, does that mean that you portray that outwardly? No. Okay, I think outwardly you probably show yourself to be very well put together, okay? But I just feel like you're emotional about something. Maybe that's what it is. You're just very, very highly moody, emotional lately. And it might just be because of problems, financial problems, or some kind of instability problems here. Or you just feeling like okay, yeah. We have the Nine of Flowers coming out. You just feeling like things are not working out or things are not as you wish it to be. That maybe you're wishing to have something going, you're wishing to get something off the ground. You feel like you have blockages, right? But you're wanting to get something off the ground. Something about you getting something off the ground, like you're pushing something extremely hard to get it off the ground. Hmm. Because I do feel like this is you. You're like not seeing things clearly. Okay, with the Sun in reverse, and then we have the Nine of Coins, and we have the Nine of Flowers, right? You, I want to say you're refusing to see things clearly, but I don't think that's what it is. I think you're just not seeing things clearly. It's not because you're refusing. It's not like you're like purposely doing it. No, I'm not saying that, but I think you're not seeing things clearly. I think things around you are much better than how you are perceiving it to be. Okay, you might be a little confused. Something might be confusing you. Let's go ahead and find out. The confusion seems to be about stability. The confusion seems to be about the Nine of Swords, right? So the confusion seems to be something like something that you might be thinking about or feeling like you were stressed about or worried about or feeling guilty about. This might be guilt actually. Like maybe you're feeling guilty about something because of a loss of income or a loss of stability, something like that. Hmm. You might be going through a period where you are having to learn to cope with something, okay? Something that has to do with your emotional side. Okay? So something to do with your emotional side, you're trying to learn how to cope with something, but I feel like you're going in circles, guys. The Lover's card. Okay? You're stressing over things that we're going to dig deeper in that. We have the Justice in reverse coming out. Yeah, you're stressed about something. You're stressed about something being not fair. You're stressed about getting stabbed in the back. Let's go ahead and get deeper in this. Because I'm seeing some kind of. Tell me more about the Knight of. There it is. Let's see what this is. The Magician. I'm going to take that. And we have the Hermit. Aries, you're very smart. You're very intelligent. Okay, you're very intelligent here. Okay? We have the Hermit. The Hermit's like somebody who's extremely intelligent. You're very intelligent. And then we have the Magician. You're very witty. You're very charismatic. Because the Magician is somebody who's very charismatic. And you still have this Knight of Cups. So I feel like you're walking around with your heart on your sleeve. You're walking around with your like your love is just on your sleeve. I think this what you're going through up here is like some kind of it really looks like it's more of a like a protection mechanism. Like you don't want to get your hopes up too high or something, so it's easier for you to just stay sad and I don't want to say you're worried because it's not showing that you're worried, but it is telling me that there was a time just recently, not very long ago, like maybe just a couple days ago, that you were worried, you were stressed out, and it has something to do with the loss of stability. Could be a relationship, the loss of a relationship, okay? And this feeling of returning to trouble, I feel like this is like some kind of protection mechanism that you're doing, like not to get your hopes up for something, for hopes up for love or hopes up for a commitment, your hopes up for some kind of like a positive change in your life. Okay, because I'm seeing the Justice in reverse and I'm seeing the 10. Look over here, we have the 10 of Swords, the 9 of Swords and 10 of Swords. It's like you're anticipating things possibly in a relationship. It's like you're anticipating it's something to get worse and worse. You're like, it seems like you feel like it's better off to just accept it or just look ahead and expect it to be bad, right? And it might be something to do with, well, for one thing, it has something to do with your family history. Okay. um there might have been something going on in your family history, maybe as a child, maybe. Okay, maybe for one of you this was like childhood things, like you saw a pattern growing up, and because you saw this pattern you automatically think that it's going to happen to you, like for instance, I'm going to give you an example. Like your father left your mother for a younger woman. So you're thinking, oh my goodness, I'm this age. I'm the age my mom was when dad decided to go marry somebody who was younger than me. You know, that kind of energy, right? I do feel like something happened in your childhood, okay? And I feel like this is like a protection mechanism where you would rather just be sad and depressed and just expect the worst rather than rather than accept that you have the power. Like the world is opening up for you here. You have the power. You have the power that the universe is giving you. The universe is giving you the ability to remove obstacles that are in your way and from preventing you to be being getting blocked. Okay, like the universe is in the middle of all of this to protect you, right? To guide you to what it is that you want here. Now, you're coming in this reading as a very loving, caring, very sensitive type of person. I think you're highly sensitive, maybe even since a child you were highly sensitive. You more likely, from what I can tell here, you very likely was able to pick up on things with people. For instance, like if somebody came in and started talking in a certain kind of way, you would pick up on their voice tones. Like if it's like you could, in other words, what I'm trying to say is, even as a child, and I think this is something that you've gotten since you were a child, that like you could pick up when people were lying just by the tone of their voice, just by listening to them. That's how sensitive you are. Okay? Or it could have been like maybe not the tone of their voice, but it could have been like the way that they moved, the way that their body moved. They didn't have to say anything, they didn't have to do anything, but just their movements alone, you were able to size up a person. You know what I'm saying? Like you were able to be on top of it, like, okay, something's going on with this person, or this person's up to something. Like you would just know. I'm seeing you being very sensitive, so sensitive that your radar is like tick, 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 like on ego. Like an eagle. You know how an eagle goes up really high, and they can like literally see that one little chicken in the field from like I don't know how far up, and it's like that little tiny dot, and they just zero in on it, right? They have that like that radar. Okay, I think that's you. You have this radar where you could pick up on things so easily, right? But you're highly intelligent. So I feel like the reason why I'm saying this, that it has to be from your childhood. It's more likely is. And the reason why is because it seems to be like a learned behavior. I feel like this is a learned behavior, a survival mechanism. Okay. So if your father didn't leave your mom, maybe that's not what it is. But there was definitely something going on around you that has made you this way, right? This is a survival mechanism that you're doing. Okay. Um, but it does have something to do with your past. Definitely, because what I'm seeing here, it definitely has something to do with your past. Okay? Some kind of with the justice in reverse also, I didn't pick that up, but something to do with your past, some kind of terrible tragedy, some kind of injustice that occurred in your past that is still affecting you today, that has made you who you are. Okay? Which is not entirely a bad thing. You are in survival mode. And that's what I'm understanding from this. This is how you are surviving. You're not living, you're not thriving, you're surviving. And there's a good chance that you've been in survival mode for so many years that you don't know what it's like not to be in survival mode. That you automatically just, it's just easier for you to focus on the bad and expect it to get worse than it is for you to feel like it's going to get better, something's going to get good or better, and then to have your hopes depleted. It's just easier for you to think this way. It's your survival way of doing things. It's your way of protecting your mind, your mental state. This is a survival mode. Okay. So, let's keep going. So, I feel like here that there is a positive change on the horizon, but you're not going to take it because you're still expecting this to like be some kind of return to trouble. You're still expecting this to go from bad to worse. There's still this level of, see, anytime something changes for you, right? You you become worried. You become really stressed here, and that's why this card is coming out. You become extremely stressed. You're expecting, things to fall apart or somebody to hurt you. It's like and you know what, guys? I already know that this is not for all of you. This is basically for maybe a handful of y'all that are very specific, but this is definitely a survival, something that you do to survive. This is how you have been surviving. But there is a change coming towards you. It's like you are nervous about getting tempted and going in the wrong direction. You might have had people play like some really cruel games on you. Okay, especially when you were much younger, or I'm talking about like a teenager or a young adult, right? You've had somebody be very cruel to you here, to the point where your trust level is is almost non-existent, you know? Like if somebody offers you a beer and like, "Hey, you want to come and drink and that, come over here and talk with us?" You're like, "Okay, what's up? What do you want?" Like, in the back of your mind, you're like, "Uh-oh, red alert. Red flag. What's going on? Should I even accept this beer? Is it spiked? What are you trying to do to me?" That kind of energy, right? Hmm. This is your way of keeping in control. By expecting the worst, I'm hearing this is how you stay in control. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. This is the way that you face your fears. You face your fears by always expecting the worst and hoping for the best. But you expect the worst because that's your way of jumping on your feet or staying on your feet. Does that make sense? Like that's your way of always standing guard, always being on your toes. You might have never felt like you had somebody that you could lean on. More likely, you have always been the kind of person who always had to take care of yourself. Like you, maybe even as a young person, very young child or young teenager, right? Like you have always had to be very independent, more independent than other people around you, you know at least that's what I'm getting from this. It's like you've always had to be more responsible. Like and you probably have a very hard time, more likely from what I can see here, you probably have had a very hard time just asking people for help. You know, if your car breaks down, you'll just sit there and try to figure it out yourself rather than get up and be like, "Can you come and help me?" To ask somebody, because that would mean that that person would be coming close to you, and that would make you feel like, that would leave you vulnerable. Like if that person knows I'm having car problems, they might take advantage of me. There has been a lot of, I want to say, extreme injustices, because we do have the justice in reverse. Not just the justice in reverse, but what I'm looking at here, I think you've gone through such severe and severe trauma or severe injustices that it is a trauma, that it has really marked your life to the point where it's something that you're carrying around with you constantly. It's a constant stress, a constant always being on your feet. Like if you feel like if you breathe, things are going to fall apart. Like if you, especially when it comes to your finances or your stability, okay? Um, especially when it comes to this. Yes. I want to say this, you are extremely strong, because even though I see that in the past you have gone through a terrible time here, and that you're carrying it with you, you are so strong that have the ability to rebuild yourself. Okay? And this is also another survival mechanism that I'm seeing here. At least that's how I feel about it, because you have this way, Aries, of rebuilding yourself And not just that, but like facing your fears. I mean, you expect the worst, yes, but you still keep moving on. You face the fears regardless, even though you are expecting the worst. Like these are your fears, but you're so strong, you still face them anyways. Because the trauma that you experienced in your past is such a deep part of who you are, that this is how you have found to pick yourself up. This is how you've managed to survive this whole time and function and be a part of society and be a functional adult. Even though it's a non-functional way of doing things, but this is how it has worked for you for so long. You see? There is a transformation on the horizon for you. Okay? There's definitely a transformation. You're going through a transformation, and the universe is recognizing that. And then we have the King of Flowers, verifying the Ten of Swords. Tell me more, Spirit. Let's get one more card out. Okay. So your fears is this being stabbed in the back. But what is setting you free here is you facing your fears, yes, going to this transformation. And then we have this is what's under the surface, right? We have the King of Flowers, and we have the Four of Spears, which is the wands. Same thing, right? It's the same thing as the Four of Wands. So we have you being a truth seeker, somebody who's not afraid to speak the truth, you know? This is your energy. This is what's under the surface. This is what you expect, but this is the reality of what's going on underneath the surface, and that's you being this courageous person who's not afraid to speak up, for what you really want here. You want this happy home. You want and it doesn't mean like you are going to be in a relationship, okay? Doesn't necessarily have to be that. But this is like some kind of happy event that you deserve. It's under the surface. Does that make sense? I hope so. Hmm. You might be getting a new home. I feel like, but see, it's telling me like you're getting a new home. But the thing about that is that this doesn't necessarily have to be a physical home, because over here I'm seeing transformation. Okay. I feel like this new home is actually inside of you. Your survival mechanism, you understand? Like how you function. This transformation is bringing a happy home to you. It's like the universe is getting ready to bless you. Yeah, because in the center of all this is the universe. This positive change, this sign that in the middle of all this chaos that's going on around you, or rather inside of you, you have the universe supporting you, right? And over here, we see you facing your fears, and then going to this transformation, and going to this very admirable stage of being honest and truthful and admirable, and developing this transformation into a happy home. The happy home is inside of you. It's you finding a happy place inside of yourself. So the outside of your life can be positive and happy. You see what I'm saying? Like the change has to start from inside of you. And that's why I'm getting, Aries. You're going to this transformation. That's why there's a door closing, a new door is opening, but you don't see it. It's here. This is your new beginning. Today is your new day. It's your new day. This is your new day. You're no longer this this young person that went through this injustice. This change over here that's coming towards you doesn't have to be scary. Now, this could actually be, the Lover's card could actually be like a new person coming into your life. I'm going to find out. Spirit, tell me more about the Lovers. But I'm seeing it more of a change going on inside of you. But it could actually be, you know, a new person coming into your home, into your life. No, it's you. Okay. I don't think so. I don't think this is a new lover or a new partner in your life. This is you. Because I'm seeing the judgment in reverse. So I feel like that spirit saying no. I was thinking wrong. So this is you going to a positive change, and this is you accepting that positive change. This is the road that you're on. This is where this chapter is ending and your new beginning is here, but you're still carrying in this new chapter, this trauma that you went through, right? But you're going through it and you're going to get through it. And the happy home is going to be inside of you. Okay. I hope I explained that right. I know I went through it. I just wanted to go through it again. Okay. So Spirit, what else does Aries need to know here? So Aries, you might be afraid at this time. Oh, you're going to be able to plan for your future. This is going to be a time when you're going to be able to be able to look forward. And if you look right here, he's holding a ball. I don't know if you can see that in the camera. He's holding a ball, right? So it's like he's holding that ball in his hand. And like he knows that he can do whatever he wants with that ball. That's you. This is your life. Like you're holding on to your life right there, right? And you have that ability to hold on to it. And from this step on, once you get to this transformation, you're going to be able to mold your life the way that you want it to be, not the way that your family or other people has made you. Now you're going to be able to choose how you react, choose, who you want your life to be or who you want to be in this next chapter. Okay? And that's why it's so important to notice that he's holding the ball in his hand. It's like he's holding the world in his hand. Do you see it? That's you. You're holding the world in your hand. The universe is opening up. You've gone through so much. You're going through this, and yes, and you're going to get to this, which is going to be a very, with the look, we have this, okay? And then we have this. This is going to be a very happy, happy time in your life, okay? I want to say exciting time in your life. A new beginning. It's like you're gonna have all the power that you need. Remember I was saying that it's inside of you? This new home is gonna be inside of you. It's you finding a new piece to yourself, a stronger self that's going to help you with this, with having the world, which is you. Remember, you know what I'm saying? Like you are the world. Yes, the world revolves around you, but in this situation, it's you. You're the world. Like, once you change yourself, everything around you is going to change. You get what I'm saying? So, Aries, this is going to be a beautiful time. That's what I'm trying to say, okay? You could start planning for your future. Once you go through this transformation, you might not even notice that you're going through this transformation. Or, to tell you the truth, the way that I see you being so sensitive, you might notice it. Now that I'm telling you, you might be like, yeah, I'm feeling it, I am feeling like I'm changing, like something is growing inside of me. Yes, something is growing inside of you. It looks like, spirit has put a seed inside of you and it's getting ready to grow. And once that seed grows and blossoms, you're literally, your future is like your abilities. your capabilities, especially with the magician coming out. That's talent. And we have the hermit, that's intelligence, right? So you have talent and intelligence. You have parts of yourself that you haven't even tapped into. That's what that's making me feel. You're very emotionally sensitive, and that's beautiful. But I feel like that part of yourself you know already, but there's more stuff underneath you or inside of you that you've never tapped into. That shows how intelligent you are, how you are so able to stand back and watch everything. You know when to come in. You have talents and skills that you don't even know that you have. I think this is going to be a period when you're going to like wake up and realize, you know, like something miraculous. I can't say what it is exactly, okay? Excuse me. I can't pinpoint exactly what it is. I'm sorry. But something miraculous, something beautiful is going to happen to you in this new chapter. Like something beautiful. Like you're going to discover, from what I can see here, you're going to discover something that's been inside of you this whole time. Like something that's a miracle. And the only thing I can think of is like you could talk to spirits or you could talk to animals. You're going to find out that animals respond to you, or you just understand animals, or it could be something like that, like something that is going to really blossom your next chapter. Those are the two things I'm thinking of, guys, but it doesn't have to be that, okay? Or it could be, but it doesn't have to be. It could be like, you never knew you could play the piano. You know what I mean? Then you wake up one day and like, oh my goodness, look at this. Da, 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 da. And everybody's like, oh my gosh, are you Mozart? Are you Mozart reincarnated? And you're like, I didn't know. I don't know. I did this. Oh my God. I didn't know I could do this, right? It's something like that. Something beautiful is going to come out of you. It's your seed. It's that seed inside of you. It's going to be beautiful. So, what I want to say is hold your head up. You deserve this. You've been through hell and back, obviously. Okay, and I'm not going to dig into your past and find out exactly what happened. I think this is significant enough, and um from what I could tell, you've been through some hell, and now it's like the universe is getting ready to give you what you deserve. Does that make sense? I hope so. Like, you deserve so much more than carrying around all this sadness and confusion, and you know it's like the Mona Lisa's crying. You know what I mean? Yeah, the Mona Lisa's crying. You know what the Mona Lisa is, right? The Mona Lisa is this beautiful woman that we all study about, or we see her. The Mona Lisa, she's beautiful. She's mysterious, right? And look, we have the mysterious card coming out, right? She's mysterious. There's something beautiful about her, right? And then to see her cry is just like, it's like destroying art. To see you sad is destroying art. Does that make sense? I hope so. All right, Aries. But hold your head up high. You're beautiful. You're sexy. I know you're sexy. I don't have to tell you that. You know you're sexy. But there's so much more to you. And that's the point I'm trying to make here. There's something more here for you than what you've gone through in the past. Okay? Um, if it makes you feel good, go ahead and keep expecting the worst. But when the better comes, recognize it, to celebrate it, to be happy with it. You know, you are the way that you are for a reason. Spirit made you this way. There's a reason why you are who you are. There's a reason why you react the way you react. There's no shame in the way that you react, okay? Um but you do need to learn to recognize certain things about yourself. Look in the mirror sometimes. Notice notice your facial expressions. Notice things about yourself. Just make a point of being more aware. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay. All right, Aries, thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Happy birthday, guys, if it's your birthday. I'm going to start doing birthday readings. I know I'm behind, but I have been extremely busy. And yeah, extremely busy. But I'm going to make a point of doing that. So I will be starting with March 21st. So if your birthday is March 21st, meet me in a little while because I'm about to do a reading for you. Okay? Catch me in the next one, guys. Bye bye. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bye bye.